This is the brief on Spain's dominating World Cup semifinal victory over France. Despite entering the 2026 Texas semifinal as massive underdogs against the top-ranked French, Spain punched their ticket to the final by pairing a fearless pre-match mentality with an absolute tactical masterclass. First, let's talk about that pre-match psychology. France came in as the clear favorites, but Spain refused to be underestimated. 19-year-old star Lamine Yamal boldly stated France should be the ones fearing them. Manager Luis de la Fuente really built this team on humility, recapturing their 2010 championship spirit. Honestly, they're like a tightly knit indie band playing in perfect harmony, rather than a bunch of superstars fighting for the microphone. Second, that fearless mindset fueled a 2-0 win at Dallas Stadium. In the 22nd minute, Yamal outsmarted veteran Lucas Digne to draw a penalty, which Mikel Oyarzabal converted. By the 58th minute, Pedro Porro scored after a brilliant 1-2 pass with Dani Olmo. Defensively, Pau Cubarsí completely neutralized Kylian Mbappé. Seriously, how often do you see a powerhouse attack like France rendered literally completely toothless for 80 straight minutes? Finally, the tactical fallout. While Spain celebrated, the French locker room imploded. Captain Mbappe publicly questioned his team's tactics, complaining about poor pressing and sloppy midfield play against Spain's Rodri and Fabián Ruiz. Coach Didier Deschamps simply admitted they were second best. So did France lose this game on the grass, or was it already lost in the tactical briefing room before the whistle even blew? Spain's unified, fearless mindset dismantled the fractured French side, setting up a massive Sunday final against either England or Argentina.
When a team blitzes through a World Cup, scoring 16 goals before the semifinal, you expect a hurricane. You brace for France to step onto the pitch and just tear the stadium apart. But what happens when that hurricane runs into a tactical grid that slowly, methodically shrinks the field until there's no oxygen left?
Well, they suffocate. France didn't register a single shot on target until the 80th minute in Dallas, which is staggering for a lineup with that much firepower.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because watching Spain win 2-0 wasn't just a regular victory, it was a systemic dismantling. Kylian Mbappé actually came out afterward, and he admitted France was completely outmatched in the midfield. He specifically mentioned Spain having a 3-against-2 advantage that France just couldn't press.
Right. They rated him a pretty dismal 5.6 out of 10 for that game, which says a lot.
Yeah, so walk me through the mechanics of that, because I was trying to picture it like a boa constrictor, but it's really more like a relentless high-speed game of keep away, right?
What's fascinating here is the sheer geometry of it. It's a concept called positional superiority. So it is not just about hoarding possession, it's about exactly where the players stand.
How so?
Spain's midfield trio, anchored by Rodri and Fabián Ruiz, they form these incredibly tight, shifting passing triangles. The moment a French midfielder stepped up to press the ball, well, Rodri or Ruiz already had 2 passing lanes open behind them.
So the French defenders are constantly chasing shadows, like they're always one step behind the ball.
Exactly, yeah. And when you spend 30 minutes sprinting after the ball in the Texas heat, your legs go heavy and your technical execution drops.
Oh, for sure.
Plus, you add in William Saliba taking a knock and being forced off in the 30th minute, which forces this emergency defensive reshuffle, and France's entire pressing structure just collapsed.
I have to challenge this a bit, though. Does a team with France's pedigree just fail to adapt, or is Spain's system simply unbreakable right now? Why not just drop a third man into the midfield to even up the numbers?
Because if France commits a third man to the center, to even those numbers, they leave the wings completely exposed. They were just structurally paralyzed.
Which is the perfect segue. Here's where it gets really interesting. Spain's complete lock on the midfield meant their wingers were gifted these perfect, isolated one-on-ones on the outside.
Right, and that's where the generational gap became impossible to ignore. Because the center is locked down, you suddenly have a teenager like Lamine Yamal getting the ball with the time and space to run directly at a veteran like Lucas Digne.
And one day after his 19th birthday, no less, Yamal rated an 8.2 for the match, and that 22nd minute penalty was the turning point of the game. He just outpositioned and out-hustled a 32-year-old Digne to draw the foul.
He really did.
Yeah.
And then Mikel Oyarzabal buried that penalty for his 30th international goal.
Yeah. And it wasn't just on offense either. Look at the other end of the pitch. You had Pau Cubarsí entirely neutralizing Mbappe. I mean, to see a 19-year-old center back blanketing arguably the best forward in the world, it feels like we're watching a definitive changing of the guard.
Oh, absolutely. It's the spatial awareness that's so shocking. Cubarsí wasn't just relying on young legs. He was reading Mbappe's runs before they even happened. Spain's youth aren't just participating in this tournament. They're dictating the terms of engagement against seasoned superstars.
Definitely.
And then you add Pedro Porro capping it off with that slick 1-2 pass with Johnny Olmo. It was clinical. Porro earned man of the match with an 8.4 rating, and it was entirely deserved.
That brings up a huge contrast in the locker rooms right now. Spain's manager, Luis de la Fuente, is saying his squad has recaptured the spirit of 2010, that this record-tying 37-match unbeaten streak is built on having absolutely no egos.
Right, the golden era vibes.
Yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, the French camp is actively pointing fingers. Didier Deschamps is complaining about the referee's competence, and Mbappe is openly criticizing the team's technical sloppiness. So what does this all mean? Is Spain actually winning because they magically have no egos, or is that just the romantic narrative we assign to a team executing a flawless tactical plan?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the tactics and the mentality are actually inseparable here.
Wait, how do you mean?
Well, you cannot execute Spain's positional play if players are abandoning their zones to hunt for personal glory. The system demands strict discipline. If Yamal or Olmo decide they want to play hero ball, the passing triangles just break.
Right, the whole grid falls apart.
Exactly. So De La Fuente's spirit of 2010 is actually a strict tactical prerequisite for their success. France, conversely, relied on individual brilliance. When Spain choked out the space for that brilliance, frustration fractured their locker room.
It's incredible how tactics dictate temperament. So now, the stakes are set. Spain heads to the final in New York and New Jersey to face either England or Argentina, looking as dominant as ever. France has to pack their bags for the dreaded third-place match down in Miami.
And historically, getting a frustrated, disappointed team motivated for a bronze medal game is incredibly difficult.
True, but I'll leave you with this thought to mull over before that game kicks off. Kylian Mbappe is currently tied with Lionel Messi at 8 goals in the Golden Boot race.
Oh, that's a massive storyline.
It is. Does that profound frustration we just talked about fuel a historic, angry goal-scoring rampage in Miami? Or did Spain's tactical grid completely break France's spirit? Keep your eyes on the pitch to find out.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing to Decision 45. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep creating high-quality content just like this. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss an update.